We talk about all the lineup options for the Cubs and our first opening day roster projection.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. We are your team every day alongside Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The wild card round is here, and FanDuel is officially in playoff mode. So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Today, we go through the projected lineup and projected roster and the options they have up and down the roster. Later, a few media news and notes and a preview of Cubs convention. Sam, as far as I can tell, the Cubs have one of the highest floor lineups in all of baseball. Curious to get your thoughts as we discuss the best hitter on the team, maybe the worst hitter, kind of prove the claim we're trying to make here of highest floor lineup.
That's a fun exercise.
But the first step is this.
Yeah.
Monday mornings, I usually need a jolt. Usually it comes in the form of coffee.
Caffeine.
Right. I just feel like the last few days, specifically with Bregman, has provided the team a jolt, and it was a needed one. And it's nice to talk about the lineup today because, quite frankly, there's some exciting options here.
I think it, when that news broke mid-third quarter, the Bear game, it kind of just ensured it's going to be a good summer. It's going to be a fun summer, with that. Because you go into the year, let's say you don't make that signing, and you gamble. There's just there is a chance that it doesn't work out, and then we're sitting here. I mean, you know how fast it goes. You know how this goes. Oh, no, well, the Cubs are 2 games over. Could they actually trade Horner at the deadline or Happ at the deadline and go through all that stuff? And so, I mean, I remember the summer of 2023. It was.
I don't want to remember it.
It was almost a headache. I mean, every game was, well, now they're going to sell. Now they're going to buy for literally 3 weeks. And Jed, usually when we do that stuff, it's always like, hey, the podcasters overshot it. Jed literally confirmed that it was in St. Louis. He actually made the decision not to sell.
Yeah, he was pretty much doing the same thing we were.
He was going game by game. And so that just ensured you don't have to worry about that. And I think that's a really big deal.
All right, let's first go through the main lineup, which is against right-handed pitchers, since this is who they will face the most often. And we're going to go through player by player and really what this looks like and the different optionality here. So I kept Bush. I guess I don't want to get too much into order, but then again, I do, because that's the fun of having a show and talking about the lineup in baseball. I love when we do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to know what they're going to do with the leadoff spot.
It is. But the season ended with Bush at leadoff, so that's where I'm opening with it. I could see him and Happ flipped with a flip of a switch.
Mm-hmm.
I debated putting Horner second. I debated putting Seiya second. But with the excitement of the signing, I did land with Bregman at the 2 spot. So I guess let's start there, Sam, in terms of where you think Bregman falls and with his skill set, where could he be best used?
Probably in the 2 hole.
Okay.
There's a case to move him into the 3-4-ish spot because you like his bat to ball skills in RBI situations, which is why I'll make a case for someone else. I like to have, I'm not a big fan of Happ and Seiya and Pete back to back to back, because all 3 of them have really similar tendencies. Well, I shouldn't say that. Happ and Seiya, especially Happ, has a great eye, but they just whiff a lot, especially in big spots. I'd like to break that up a little bit. But
okay.
in terms of Bregman, I'm fine with him hitting second.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying about some shared characteristics of
They
that
don't
next
they don't
trio
do that.
there.
They don't care. Whatever the model spits out was what they'll put out.
Well, but I could see Pete getting dropped in the order and maybe Horner getting moved up a tad. But yeah, this version is Hap third. One of Craig Counsell's first moves that I remember was committing to Hap leadoff, and then that changed in July last year. And I think for the most part, it was a positive change. And Hap really hit fifth a lot, but now he's getting moved up a little bit there. You could move PCA up too, like maybe you switch PCA and Hap, but I just think Hap's ability to get on base more than the other next two guys is important. I think Seiya's going to hit cleanup a lot this year. If not cleanup, then definitely 2 or 3. Could you see Pete in the first 4 spots instead? Do you have any desire or excitement to see him there, or could you make the case that he actually should be dropped?
I think Pete's the guy that he could end the season 9th. He could end it 2nd or 3rd. You know what I mean? He has the most variance. I don't think Ian Happ should bat 3rd on a baseball team at this level. I probably would go
at this level,
yeah.
As opposed to which other level?
Well,
the minors?
Yeah, you get a 3rd somewhere else.
On my freshman team from 3 years ago.
How would I slot this? The way you slotted it is probably how it's going to slot. I'd like to see Nico Horner in a top 4 or 5 position, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've said that for years.
I don't know how that would get accomplished.
Right, your best hitter hitting 6th isn't ideal.
Yeah, and I mean, best hitter is a relative term. I think he's your best hitter with runners on because of his skill set. So hitting him 6th, I do like him hitting behind Pete if they could ever figure out how to do a hit and run. I believe the Cubs executed 2 in 162 games, despite me asking for it almost every time.
Almost every episode.
Yeah, every episode. Yeah, they did it twice, and they won both games.
Is that a real stat?
Twice. No, it's my memory.
Twice that you could remember.
Yeah, and I think one of them was on a full count, so it doesn't even really count. Pun intended. Yeah, it's a. I like it. I like what you did with the lineup there. I'm really curious if they would hit Kelly 9th. I think they should, but I'm just curious if they would. And if they don't, who does?
Swanson.
Yeah, I agree.
If I think probably the worst hitter is the Kelly Amaya combo, but probably not, because especially if Amaya continues his breakout from last year before he got interrupted by injury, I think the worst hitter is Swanson, and he should hit 9th because of it. Ballesteros' skill set, Sam, is similar to Horner. Would they be back to back? In this version, I have Mo Baller 7th, Swanson 8th, Kelly 9. But this lineup with, now I believe the last lineup we put on a screen had Casey in it, and now he's a Marlin and Bregman's in there. It reflects the seriousness they're taking of 26, and I'm glad to see it. I do want to go through the lineup against lefties though.
Yeah, hit it.
And there's quite a bit of changes here. So I went Horner leadoff. I kept Bregman 2nd, Bush 3rd. I don't think Tyler Austin is going to start that much against lefties. I mean, even if he does, Bush will finish the game for most of the time. Seiya still cleanup. Hap 5, Swanson 6, Pete 7, and then I threw Amaya in there just for some variety. But one thing I should detail is I had Bregman in the 2-hole, but as the DH. And so in this version against lefties, I have Shaw 9th and playing 3rd.
Yeah. Beautiful. Bush won't hit 3rd. That'd be the only thing. He won't hit 3rd versus lefties. They'll bump him down, maybe Hap, something like that, or they'll just say they'll bump him down.
I just thought maybe to break up the righties earlier than normal.
Yeah. No, Counsell wouldn't do that. I could be wrong. I'd be surprised.
Right.
They don't really care about breaking up the righties typically, I feel like, against lefties. I feel like it's more of a lefty thing against righties. I could be wrong. I have no research on that. But
I mean, we're basing it off feel.
But I'd be surprised if Bush batted third against left-handers. But I wouldn't be mad about it. I really wouldn't.
As far as you could tell, is this lineup better than the Brewers?
Oh, great question. You know, better in terms of, on paper, yes. I got in terms of
upside. Well, maybe
yes,
we should table this so we could get back to it later in the week.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. A lot of yeses there.
Yeah,
well, that's good. That's encouraging.
I'm trying to think. That's a big question.
Right. Well, I was trying to help you, and maybe we should table it for later this week.
Contreras and them have an arbitration dispute.
Yeah. Oof.
So, yes.
Right. No arbitration disputes for the Cubs. They got everybody signed up and gave each of the three guys a raise, I believe.
It was a nice job by Ricketts.
Coming up next, we go through the rest of the roster. Please stay tuned for that.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The wild card round is still here. There's Monday Night Football tonight. FanDuel is officially in playoff mode. Every game day during the NFL playoffs, FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in on the action. Because right now, every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users get a profit boost pack waiting for them inside the app. This Pittsburgh game tonight will be really interesting. Just the classic, Houston's got the better team, home dog Pittsburgh. They're tough at home Monday night. You could have some fun with that. Or if you're listening on Tuesday, which you are, the Bears opened up as 4.5-point home dogs against the Rams of Los Angeles, who they beat in the 85-86 NFC title game by a final score of 24-0. So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day.
Thank you for making Locked On Cubs your first listen of the day. And thank you for making Locked On the number one
That one made me laugh a bit.
Sports Podcast Network. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level. And
Wilbur Marshall.
Join the Everydayer Club today and get Locked On Cubs with no interruptions, all for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Go to lockedoncubs.supercast.com or check the link in this episode description. Let's start where we ended last segment with the lineup, and we're going to give our first roster projection. This is where I put my GM hat on and manager hat, and this is going to be the first official one. This is projection 1.0.
Oh, wow.
We're going to go position players to pitchers since
we get
position guys
before the end of the
are
year.
fresh on our mind. I think it's pretty well. Really, the roster right now is pretty much solidified, but two spots in my mind. So outfield DH, Happ, Pete, Seiya, Ballesteros, and Alcantara. Infield, Bregman, Swanson, Horner, Bush, Shaw, Tyler Austin. Catchers, Kelly Amaya. So, Sam, right now I have the last bullpen spot and the last bench spot would be like the first and second team out. This was March Madness. And right now that's Hodge and Alcantara. I could see them having Kevin Alcantara open the season with them, but then again, that's really just me being optimistic for his sake, because why would you take that chance? I really think they need to really the only thing they need to do from this point forward, unless you see something else, is fortify the bench. Are you really going to put a guy who's had 2 or 3 cups of coffee as your fourth outfielder? I think that matters. We've seen different versions of the bench under Counsell, but really Counsell has played 9 or 10 guys in his first 2 years. Thankfully, he was able to do that because a ton of guys played 140-plus games. Hopefully that happens again this year. But it seems to me like they would need to get another outfielder that's been around the block. He could play all 3 spots. What do you think about that?
You pull the roster back up?
Yeah. And of course, I have a list of names when you're ready as well.
Yeah, I mean, if Alcantara can't do this job, like because it's kind of a good opportunity for him because it feels like he's graduated past the hey, this guy's got a chance to be spectacular era.
Yes, or the hey, this guy needs 500 at bats in
Yeah.
AAA. No, he doesn't.
So I mean, I'd like to think that he could do this because
Okay, I like that.
and to give him a little bit of a runway in order to do so. And then the bullpen, yeah, I mean, those are a lot of names, and there's just so much unknown with that position group. I mean, I think you put it in order of
Yeah, kind of
leveragey.
order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, they're really relying a lot on Harvey. So
Yeah, I mean, I just think so. The position player group is done in my mind, unless they sign.
Palencia. So Palencia is the closer, or is that what we're going into the year, or the
No,
highest?
I think
highest
that's a
leverage
major
reliever?
question.
Okay.
That's a good spring training question next month. Like, is
Okay.
Daniel Palencia the closer? I mean, yeah, right now he is. But also maybe they just do it by committee. So yeah, right now I have the bullpen: Palencia, Maton, Milner, Thielbar, Harvey, Webb, Hodge, and Ray. The eighth bullpen spot that's up for grabs right now is Hodge.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They have some non-roster guys now they brought in. They have a couple more internal options, one of them being Ben Brown, another being Javier Assad. But I gave it to Hodge for now, but by no means is he a lock. And maybe he starts the year on another team even. I have no idea.
Yeah.
This was the group, Sam, that had the most turnover.
Yep.
But they really did rebuild it. Yeah, we can't predict their performance, but entering the year, it's not like there's a ton of questions per se, right?
I think there always is going into the year
Really?
with a bullpen. Yeah, like I can't sit here and tell you that I am 100% like I'm really confident. I mean, if you were to tell me the bullpen, what's the baseball bullpen situation has turned into such an impossible group to analyze. Like if you were to tell me right now,
Yeah.
think about let me put it to you like this. Going into 2024, you remember who the closer was? Go like the lock.
2024, I think it was Alzolay.
Yeah, and he's, been injured. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's last year at this time it was Hodge. We were like, if you were to tell me right now, next year at this time, that Palencia is coming off an ERA in the mid fives and he's trying to make it back on the Nationals or something, I wouldn't be surprised. If you were to tell me that he had 37 saves and was one of the top 10, 12 relievers in baseball, I would be surprised. That's a problem. And that's not a problem for Palencia. It's not a problem for anybody. It just makes it impossible to sit here and analyze it. I have no idea. I just know that always is going to be a question.
Yeah, I just feel like I didn't have as much confidence in the resumes of the relievers to open the year in 23 and 24 as I do now.
Yeah.
But some of these guys tanking would not surprise me at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think their body of work is better than maybe what they've had the last couple of years.
And the Cubs are starting to show that they could do that a little bit. So
right, and a higher likelihood to get it right. Council admitted at the winter meetings, hey, we got the bullpen wrong 2 years in a row. Well,
right.
That was a priority since they've spent this money and made this investment even before they roll the ball out on March 26th.
100%.
And finally, Justin Steele is opening the season on the IL. So right now, and so Colin Ray, though, just is in the bullpen because they got Edward Cabrera last week.
Right.
Right now, Boyd, I don't know what the order is going to be. Boyd, Horton, Cabrera, and Minaga Tyone. And, there'll probably be some musical chairs during the season. If there's times when there's not, maybe they do go 6-man. But, Ray was in there when we would just kind of do the projection on a whim. And again, once you knocked all the rungs of the ladder here by making that Cabrera move, it just feels better.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fascinating. Now, you say this every year because you know how like sport works and people are going to get injured. But it's going to be fascinating if all 6 of those guys, once Steele comes back, are healthy at the same time, what they do. I mean, we know Boyd skips a start here. Horton skips a start here.
Well, they should pursue that.
Steele throws 4 or 5 innings a start for 2 months or a month and a half, whatever it is.
Great.
It very, very interesting. Did you see Tyone's tweet the other day, by the way?
No.
It was really funny. He had a funny gif of
when they have a 7-game week, which is extremely rare now, they should pitch 6 guys.
Is it gif or gif?
Gift, like giving a person a gift for a present.
He had a funny gift of like being like a Chicago fan or something tonight, and Bears, and then they got Bregman and then PCA.
What's happening with the Bears?
All the play it. Yeah, that's what that was invented for. It seems like the players really were excited about Bregman too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, well, they should be.
Well, you didn't because you're not on social media, which I envy, by the way. But PCA on Instagram had a really cool post about like Bears win and we get Bregman or something like that.
Absolutely. Well, and Pete's again, he's strutting his stardom before our eyes. He's taking pictures with people at bars, and
you know what I would have done if I were Pete? And this is why I'm not a star.
He's supporting all the teams.
And I'm not a professional athlete, never will be, never have been, wasn't close. Even though it's different sports, I would have put a W flag out there in midfield when he was on the field after the Bears beat the Packers. I don't know. Because
yes, good crossover with the team he plays.
You know that loss hurt Wisconsin fans more than the Brewers win. That was worse. I mean, losing.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, because you knew you were going to get beat down by the Dodgers for the most part. Just want to just play along with the rivalry a little bit. Everyone's doing it. So.
And remember, we're going to see Peter a little bit earlier in real games. He'll be playing for Team USA in March.
So is Tyone. So is Boyd, right? Well,
Tyone, Canada, Boyd, USA, Assad still maybe Mexico.
Could Bregman play for Team USA?
Oh, Shota, Japan.
Is Seiya going to play for Japan?
Seiya, Japan, yeah.
Because he was hurt the year that they won it.
Yeah, I have to think he would want to play, but maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that.
Coming up next, a few media news and notes, and we preview Cubs convention. Stay tuned. Convention meetup this Friday, 3:30 to 4:30. That's at the Shy Bar, somewhere over there, preferably where we were last year. We were comfortable there on the side, closest to the escalators that takes you up to the floor where the opening ceremonies will be. The doors to the opening ceremonies last year opened at 4:30, so we want to be thoughtful about that. We want to get up there too. But if you're going to the convention, please swing by Shy Bar right there that's the floor when you walk in from the street level, 3:30 to 4:30. All right, last week, so I have some nuggets and tidbits, a little bit of intel, my own intel that was already reported. So first, Sam, what I wanted to start was in expressing my excitement for NBC taking over Sunday Night Baseball.
Yep.
And they're putting their roster together right now. Some things are starting to leak. So The Athletic on Friday reported that Jason Benetti is the main guy they want for play-by-play. We don't know what they're going to do with analysts, but for their studio coverage, they're in talks with Clayton Kershaw.
Wow.
Joey Votto and Cubs legend Anthony Rizzo.
You're saying studio?
Studio coverage. They have Sunday Night Baseball. They have a Sunday Morning Baseball and the entire wild card series.
No chance Tirico does any of that?
Maybe he does,
because that's the one sport I've never heard him do.
Yeah, I think maybe he chips in, but they're trying to go for a baseball guy.
You didn't. I'm going to go ahead and assume you didn't watch the horrible Pats Chargers game last night on NBC. He did a really nice little Sunday Night Baseball plug.
Well, and as they should. It's going to be a big deal.
They were playing in New England, and then they went over to Fenway, and then Tirico had like a, hey, we'll be in Fenway this year for Red Sox Yankees, Red Sox Giants, whatever. And he did say we, I think. So I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
What a great studio host. Could you imagine Tirico, Kershaw, Votto, and Rizzo?
Yeah, it'd be cool. He'd be a good candidate for the studio.
Well, because Tirico would really have to quarterback that.
Yeah.
A lot of inexperience there.
If Rizzo's in talks with NBC, he better make a couple appearances on Marquee this year.
Well, I think he should make an appearance on this very show.
Well, sure.
I also tweeted at Big Cat. Bad time to tweet at him in the middle of the Bear game. She was talking to Pete. A lot of people commented like, were like, "Hey, you should get him on." He follows me.
Last week, Front Office Sports reported that Netflix is trying to hire Taylor McGregor to a full-time role as Netflix expands into sports coverage, including opening day this year, March 25th of MLB, and the Home Run Derby, among other games and events. I am told that everyone is returning at Marquee in 2026, at least in some capacity. Who knows? Maybe Boog could be a part of one of these national broadcasts somewhere. Have to believe Cliff Floyd's getting calls from NBC. He should be. He's that good, I feel. I know he's been on MLB Network a little bit more.
Taylor McGregor is all over. Every time I turn on an ESPN college football game, she's interviewing a coach somewhere.
She has a good ESPN deal too.
Every weekend I see her. She's working hard. Would like to see her back.
Yeah, at least in some form or fashion. And this weekend's. Oh,
go ahead.
Do you have a question for me?
I do.
What is it?
Is the expectation still Boog?
That Boog has a lesser schedule? Yes. That's
Boog, JD, Alex Cohen, JD, and then a mix from there still?
Yeah, I mean, last year they didn't really switch. They didn't really do the car wash like they had in years past. It was pretty much JD and Cliff Floyd in the analyst role, right? And then Cohen
it wasn't
and
a ton
Boog
of
is
Cliff
play-by-play.
It wasn't a ton of Cliff Floyd.
So but JD was there pretty much every game, right?
No, he missed some time.
So Sutcliffe, Dempster,
Sutcliffe
Floyd.
didn't do a lot. It was Dempster.
Okay. What was your question originally?
That was it. And then
yeah. That's the main core. At least Medicare will be a part of it. Cole, right?
And then I have actually two more questions for you if you don't mind. The next one is this Pat Hughes' last year?
I haven't heard that.
No. So he's got one more left. You're more than one or two?
I hope so. I don't know. At one point, I thought his contract was up there for 26, but I'm not sure anymore.
Okay. Last point. This is more of a shared thought / question.
And then hopefully Len Casper succeeds him. Go ahead. Yeah.
I had a listener message us. I'm not going to say his name. And I would wonder if you knew this, or maybe he got the wrong information. He's, hey, nice message every day, or love the show, etc. Beautiful stuff. And he said that he found out about our show from Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer doing talking about it on the air. That couldn't have happened.
No, right? that didn't happen.
Okay.
We would have known about that.
I would have hoped someone would shoot me a message on that.
So what happens is the national feed on the broadcast, we sent in a
Sirius XM or something.
Yeah, it was a Sirius XM promo that also the national feed grabs.
That's what I thought.
So they must be still running that, which is good to hear. That's almost 3 years old.
Heard about it a while ago.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. We got off course.
I will be at the Cubs convention when it opens at noon. I'm going to be milling around there. And then Sam and I will be, in a designated spot, 3:30 to 4:30, but we'll also be roaming a lot.
We're going to be milling around, whatever that means.
Yes. And the 2016 World Series celebration is one highlight of the convention for sure.
It'll be a great convention.
I'll be there only Friday. Sam, will you and Nick Cozy be there Saturday as well?
Probably Saturday morning. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll probably see myself out around, noon or something.
Thank you for making Locked On Cubs your first listen of the day. For those of you on video, we're about
to be the best convention since the World Series, really.
Yeah, no, it's going to be. Last year was my first one.
Who gets the biggest ovation? Rizzo.
Rizzo, yeah.
It's a bad question.
Last year, Sosa returned. Now Rizzo in World Series, so it's good stuff.
Bregman will get a
Nice
big
to
one.
see everybody. For those of you who have video, we started the 24/7 National Podcast Network YouTube channel and an audio. Make sure your second listen is Locked On Bears with Joe George, Lauren Cox, Adam Sager, Taylor Dahl. So check out especially the squad show with all of them this week at Locked On Bears. All right, exciting times in Cubs land. 2 huge acquisitions within the last week, and we'll keep rolling it along this offseason. We'll be back on Thursday. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Go Cubs.